Hello, justtwogood here. Today we're taking a look at the LEGO Jurassic World Dominion Pyroraptor and Dilophosaurus transport, which has a total of 3 minifigures, 2 dinos, and retails for $40 in the United States with 254 pieces. Let's take a look at those minifigures. So let's get a look at that Pyroraptor. This is a really interesting dino design. One I didn't think was a real dino, but apparently a Pyroraptor is a thing. This is actually all just one exclusive piece to the set, except there's that under mouth part. That's the only separate part of this whole build, which opens up just like that. The design of those arms I really like, where you do get the feathered look, which even continues onto the tail there, if that's what's going on with this front head too. I love seeing those colors clash as well. It's a really interesting color combination with the reds they use. We got a darker kind of brownish and some different shades of brown and even some blue with those feathered designs. It's a really colorful and interesting dino. My only complaint is that I wish it had more posability. Since this is all one piece for the body, you can't move the legs individually. They're fixed in that place. You can't move the arms individually. They're fixed in that place. That's kind of a shame, and that's how it is with both of the dinos in this set. Regardless, the last thing to point out with this Pyroraptor is that there's a stud at the top. And this isn't our first Dilophosaurus and isn't even our first using this body. The colors, however, are exclusive to this set. They're very similar to a $20 Jurassic World set we got a couple of years back, which had a Dilophosaurus. But if you look super closely, these two are slightly different Dilophosaurus designs. Again, the only separate piece besides the body would be that mouth under part, which is fun to open and close. No posability with the head, just like the Pyroraptor. No posability with the table, even though it is a rubberish design at the end here. We got one single stud at the top, but that is it for the 2 dinos of this set. Now let's move on to the human minifigures. The only exclusive minifigure, at least human, of this set is Ian Malcolm. This design is old Ian Malcolm with a new torso and face print. That looks fantastic. You captured old Jeff Goldblum perfectly. At the back, we do have some more torso printing, as well as an alternate face. And you can see how he looks pretty scared right there. For Ellie Satler, it's great to see Laura Dern. I always associate her with David Lynch films. The design of Ellie has a new torso and face print. This figure isn't exclusive to this set. They also come in the biggest set of this wave, which is the $130 set. Same exact version, but this is a massively cheaper set, so it's not a big deal. We do have some back torso printing, as well as an alternate facial design where she looks pretty scared. And then there's a very standard employee with the Generso face, torso print that has the Jurassic World logo at the back. We have a trank gun, which it's nice to see that yellow syringe, which is not super common. And then also that trank stun stick right there. The alternate facial expression, again, using the Generso face, she has... Oh, crud, that was just stuck on. She has this more angry look at the back. For the builds of the set, they're all contained in this off-roader build. We have the attachment of this dino transport at the back. That's just attached with one of those ball connections there. I like the color scheme on this Biosyn truck. I think the overall look, too, is just a realistic, not juniorized looking vehicle, which from a cheaper licensed set is actually something that's not super common nowadays. I like how complete this looks. And I like how they did some different angles. For example, they have these modified 1x2s clipped on and just angled near the wheels there. I also like how they have this piece at the front, kind of making the frame of that windshield there. It's just an interesting part that they clip on. Either way, at the front hood, we have a Biosyn sticker. We also have a grill right there, some front lights. This design does have car doors, which is not something that's on all LEGO cars. So that's actually a really nice inclusion. And the inside of the vehicle, you could open up also with this top roof design, which you have enough space to fit 2 minifigures sitting at the front there. And also a satellite at the back, as well as a trank gun. You can also access that back just by pushing down this door. Again, inside you have that trank gun, which is clipped onto the satellite build. Which the satellite build itself has this dish just clipped on so you can move it up and down. This is shown separate on the front of the box. And then also at the back here, We have a fire extinguisher clipped on, as well as a stun stick right there. Of course, we showed that with the minifigures earlier on. And then for that trailer attachment, this design can fit either of the 2 dinos included in the set, where you could just move these parts down on how those are Technic pin connected. Let's put the Pyroraptor right here, and there you go. You could also push this little flap at the back too. And you can see how that looks with Ellie, Satler, Ian, Malcolm, and the Pyroraptor. And here's how it looks with Ellie, Ian, and the Dilophosaurus. But that's it for the build of the set. Let's take a look at the packaging and then the final verdict. You can see the front of this box, which I actually really like that woodsy background there, with some mountains popping out. And then at the back, we do have some different shots of the set and the dinos included. As for the instructions, at the very end, we do have an advertisement showing off the different dinos from these various sets. That's pretty darn cool. So overall, the LEGO Jurassic World Dominion Pyroraptor and Dilophosaurus Transport is an interesting $40 set that I could see being a huge seller with this line. Not only is it the only time we've ever gotten a LEGO Pyroraptor, but it's the only way to get old Ian Malcolm. It's the cheapest way to get Ellie Sattler in this older version. The only other set she comes in is a $130 set. The third minifigure is just whatever. The build itself is actually pretty cool. I like the color scheme. I like the realistic off-roader look they have going on here. I think the overall design is just the perfect size. I do think the contents of the set scream $30 set, but it's $40. I guess that's just because there's those dinosaur pieces included. If all things considered, I'd rate the set a 7 out of 10, where the build is surprisingly pretty good. The characters are definitely going to bring you in with the exclusive dino or the exclusive Ian Malcolm. The overall $40 price does seem a little bit too much, but it's not the worst price set out there. Those are my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Sorry I haven't done a top 10 list in a bit. There's been all these new sets releasing, so once I do a little bit more of these new set reviews, I'll try to put the top 10 out. But I've been working on one, actually 2 at the same time, so it's been a bit difficult. So stay tuned and subscribe for that, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.